So we're doing more clips of Sister Wives sidebar conversations. And the conversation finally came up. What did Meri do that made it so that the family doesn't want to talk to her? Nobody wants to talk to her. Not the sister wives, not the sister wives' kids. Nobody. Nobody deals with Meri. And the main reason why is because Meri is a screaming lunatic. And so Mykelti here is telling Psych in an interview that this is why she doesn't like Meri. This is why none of the other kids like Meri because of this right here.
Most of us don't get along with her because of how she treated us when we were younger. And even as she got older, she would do that classic, I'm so sorry, I love you, I'll treat you better, let's just go play and have a nice girl date or whatever.
Very abusive, emotionally abusive. Abusers do things like this.
And then it's like during the right in the middle, she'd get mad at you for something, and then somehow it would become your fault. And then it would backpedal to where you were apologizing for something she did, and you were suddenly in trouble and you felt like you were guilty. And
She sounded like Robin. Robin and Meri, the reason why they were clicky because are the same head cases. Just really manipulative, very controlling, and never take responsibility.
you felt like it was an honor to be in her presence and amongst her, but you were still in the wrong.
Mm. The fact that she even said that Meri acted as if it was an honor to be in her presence is funny and ironic because remember, Meri said that people are going to be limited in her space, limited to be in her presence, and that it's an honor to be in her presence. So she kind of like told on herself, and but then I feel like kind of like Mykelti is taking what Meri said and using it against her. Rightfully so, because Meri did a lot of fucked up things to these kids. I mean, she would penalize these kids like crazy. Listen,
At the dinner table, she's taking care of us. My mom's off working one of her night shifts at the museum. Janelle's working late. Dad's traveling somewhere for some sort of thing with a sales company, whatever. So Meri's got all of his kids. She's feeding us dinner. I'm probably about seven at the time. Hunter's about 8 months younger than me. Maddie's 8 months older than me. So we're all pretty close to the same age. Aspen's a year and a half older than me. We're all sitting at the dinner table eating our food. If Meri cooked something, by the way, it was disgusting. Always nasty.
Yeah.
Gross. Don't eat Mary's food. It was not fun.
Side shots. Side shots.
But we were kids. We were teasing. We were eating dinner, so we were sticking our tongues out at each
so she tries to make light of the fact that Meri's food's nasty, and they were mocking Meri. Could you imagine being Meri? Like you're already in a situation that you don't want to be. You got to take care of these kids that aren't yours because of this cult that you're in that you don't want to really be in, and you can't have your kids of your own, and so you have to deal with your husband's mistress's kids, and they're making fun of you. I could see Meri's side of it, getting really stressed about it, and I could see why it was a toxic environment, but it's no excuse for how she treated these kids, none at all.
each other. And she told us to stop doing it, and obviously we're kids. We're going to keep doing it. We're sticking out our tongues at each other. There's nothing wrong with that. So we keep doing it. She keeps telling us to stop. And then finally, after I do it one more time, she screams at me specifically, Mykelti, I told you to stop. You're done. She grounds me from finishing dinner. I have to leave the table. The rest of the kids stay at the table and they can keep eating, and I can hear them giggling, and Meri's still yelling at them to stop sticking their tongues out. But I'm sitting in a corner with my arms and my head bunched up together.
It sounds like Mykelti's bad. Mykelti's bad. She doesn't like to listen. And Meri definitely took her frustrations out on Mykelti. It seemed like all those kids were bad and they don't like to listen. They didn't want to listen to Meri. And the kids don't want to listen to their non biological parents. They don't. And so unfortunately it was a tough situation where she was going to be hated because of her personality, very rigid, very strong, it's been said, and then not to mention having kids that aren't listening. All right, so let's finish the rest of these clips.
If she affected my relationship with her on purpose, like she targeted me when she joined the family,
So now she's talking about how manipulative Robin is.
So that she would have like a safe goat, somebody on her side, or if it was just genuinely I needed help, or if I have a relationship with her because I was manipulated or not, or if I saw her as somebody that was picked on a lot and I wanted to make her feel welcome. How do I feel about what she did? And at the end of the day, I want to have a relationship with her, but I want to have it at a point where I know I can trust her. I know that she's not going to manipulate me. I know that I can trust that if I say something to her, she's not going to talk about.
So she's starting to see who Robin is. And because she's starting to see who Robin is, Robin cut her off. And because Mykelti's such a blabbermouth and she's like Christine and Cody, she probably called Robin out on some of her manipulative ways. I think also Mykelti finally saw what I'm sorry, not Mary, Robin is and how manipulative she is because she was trying her best to see the good in Robin, and she knows that Robin probably gravitated to her at a dark time and saw that she was the black sheep, and Robin at the time was the black sheep, so she pulled Mykelti in as a ally and then was using Mykelti. And one of the ways that she used Mykelti was this. During Christmas time, she yelled at the kids in the text thread because they wouldn't do a video chat for her kids. And because of that, she said she wasn't going to do Christmas with them. She was done with them. But instead of her saying that, she said other things like they would never accepted her kids, and was just pitting her kids against the other kids and just gaslighting everybody. At Mykelti, because she was trying to be in the middle, also wanting to feel important from dad's side and the family side. I think she liked being in the middle, like Robin liked being in the middle of the wives and the kids with Cody. And because of that, she was doing things that she shouldn't have did, which was giving messages to the other kids that she was telling what Robin and Cody said. And I think she realized like it was hurting her siblings by doing those type of things, and also it was hurting her relationships with the siblings because she was trying to keep a relationship with somebody who was hurting her siblings and hurting her mother. And I think she finally realized like, oh, this lady's manipulating me. She's using me.
About it. But I also know at the end of the day, but I've also like tried to read up on just behavior stuff. And I saw that like oftentimes people will seek out somebody to reel them in, kind of thing. But I also
She's saying that because when Mykelti was pregnant with the twins, Robin clung to her like a fly to shit. And it was mainly because she wanted to have a moment of competing with Christine. And then once she realized that Christine really didn't care, that if she wanted to be involved with Mykelti, she cut Mykelti off. The competition, the fun was no longer there, and she no longer needed Mykelti because the other kids stopped trying to seek out a relationship with Cody. And because they stopped trying to seek out a relationship with Cody, it was no longer fun to haggle with them to get a relationship with Cody. They no longer had to try to kiss her butt to get close to Cody because she could speak Cody. And because of that, she finally cut ties with Mykelti. I don't think Mykelti cut Robin off. I think Robin cut her off. She tried to say it's mutual. I don't believe that.
So I think that the true reason why she gravitated towards me or why I gravitated towards her because she saw that I needed help.
Yeah, Mykelti was the black sheep in the family, and Robin saw that, and she gravitated to that. And I think that's a big, big reason why Mykelti connected with Robin. So here we're going to listen to an episode, a clip from I don't know what episode it's from, but Christine is explaining why she cut Meri off, and why she cut Robin off.
I cut it off. Robin and Meri messed with me. I cut it off. I remember she called me one time and she's like, "Are we gonna have a friendship? I want to be friends." And I said, "Girl, you were mean to me 2 months ago. You were mean. No." I'm like, "I'm not gonna be friends with you."
Here's the thing. Through the years, we have all been involved in hurts and disappointments.
She knows. She knows. She says she doesn't know, but she.
Meri loves to try to downplay her mean behaviors. She thinks because other people had moments of being mean, that because she is consistently mean, that it shouldn't be a problem, and she tries to wrap it up as um, the culture of the family. And also in previous episodes, Meri went on to cry belligerently because she was called out by Cody during a conversation about the use of the kitchen and how Janelle saw her as abusive because she would abuse uh, Janelle and become verbally aggressive the same way she did with the kids. Because if things weren't done Mary's way, it was no her way or the highway, and she would scream and get nasty and be aggressive with people, and people just got tired of dealing with her. And I watched this clip. There was an episode where Janelle and Mary went to therapy to try to maybe rekindle the relationship, and Janelle was just like throwing her a bone because nobody in the family was trying to build a relationship with her. And Mary even said it. She's like, Janelle, nobody's trying to have a relationship with me. And it's like, Mary, why? They're not having a relationship with you because you won't look at yourself and look at your behavior and stop making excuses. And she tries to use her family history as an excuse, as a crutch. And it's like, no. Once you realize what kind of culture, like family culture you had, and what kind of environment you grew up in, and once you're aware of it, it's no longer a viable excuse. You should be using it as a way to make sure that you don't repeat it, and that's what Mary continued to do, and that's why people have moved away from her.
She knows I'm not going to have a friendship with people who are going to do me harm and who are going to do others harm that I love.
And when she says do others harm, she's talking about her kids. Mary has harmed her kids emotionally. She's been emotionally, verbally aggressive. Some have said physical. Peyton has claimed she's been physically abusive. It's just, Mary's toxic, and I'm so tired of people trying to downplay what she's done to this family. She's terrorized the family, and she deserves what she's gotten. This is why nobody deals with her. And for when Mary tried to say, well, for the record, Jen's the only support I've had. Well, you made it that way, Mary, with your behaviors. Your behaviors have made it so that no one wants to be a support to you. And I've seen when Christine tried to be um, coaching and supportive, and she might have been playing it up for cameras. I don't know. When you got pushed out by Cody, and she was trying to tell you it's better on the other side, and you were just being real cold and standoffish and nasty. And so, but I've seen other episodes where you've done that before, where they've tried to be there for you and you just got really crazy emotionally and yelling and screaming at people, and people get tired of dealing with that. And you're not their blood relatives. They only shared a husband with you. And so they were just like, you know what? F it. I don't want to deal with her anymore. Her toxic behaviors. And so we shouldn't feel sorry for Mary, is what I'm saying. The point is, let's stop feeling sorry for Mary. Mary's mean. And that's that. Anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you leave 5-star rating, and y'all have a good night.